Hi Spidey-Fans, it's your friendly neighbourhood ultimate Spider-Man fan here. And welcome back to another video on my reading videos on my Epic Marvel's Spider-Man PS4 related book, Hostile Takeover. So we'll just continue from where we left off last time. So I'll just say my intro real quick, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, and then follow me on Twitter as well. Type in the @ all capitals, without spaces, the ultimate Spide, SPID. And yeah, chapter 17. I thought it was 18, but okay. Oh wait, 18 will go on next one. Sorry. And chapter 17. He was in the lab when his phone buzzed. It was MJ proposing that they try again to have that talk. How about the sandwich place, he said, for the sake of consistency. You don't fool me, said you just like their pastorama. Guilty. How'd the interview go? Really well. The excitement was obvious in her voice. I think he likes me. This is one of those times, he told himself, when I need to take a moment to consider what I'm going to say. Then he started talking without doing any more considering. MJ, you're playing with fire, he said. There are only two ways to push up against a guy like him. You're either co-opt or you're destroyed. Or you beat him, she said. Aren't you trying for door number 3? I have certain advantages. So do I, she said. Peter, she cut herself off. You know what? Let's end this for later. I don't want to fight with you right now. I don't want to fight either, he said. But I can't just sit here and let you put yourself in danger. You don't let me do anything, she said sharply. I don't need your permission, Peter. That's not what I'm saying, he replied. He couldn't win. I feel like you're twisting my words to score points rather than hear me, but you're right. We won't talk about it now. We'll discuss it later without arguing. We won't argue if you don't say dumb things, she said, and they said at times. See, having a crush at work, especially on an older guy, was a bad idea. Having a crush on an older guy with a girlfriend was the worst idea. Annika decided that she wouldn't have a crush on Peter anymore. That was her decision, and she was sticking to it. That didn't mean she couldn't be friends with him. There was nothing that said you couldn't be friends with an older, smart, funny, impossibly cute guy you worked with. In fact, it would be an effort for them not to be friends. Clearly they were on the same wavelength, had a similar sense of humour, many of the same interests that they got along great. It wasn't her fault that he already had a girlfriend who obviously didn't get him or appreciate him or want to be supportive when he needed it. At least that was what it sounded like when she accidentally listened in on his phone conversation. She was checking on a neural simulator. Sorry for saying that wrong, Spidey-Man. Simulator that they'd ordered to see if it had been shipped. Peter was sitting on the other side of the terminal, and other side of the terminal she was using. The right thing to do would have been to walk away. Eavesdropping was not admirable behaviour. As she wrestled with the conundrum, sorry if I said that wrong. She heard what she heard. That done, there was no putting that toothpaste back in the tube. So now she had to figure out how best to act, knowing that his girlfriend was totally wrong for him. Forgot about reading that bit. Annika chewed on it all day. Most of her tasks were menial, which left her mind free to go this way and that. At times it came back to the work they were doing. which was pretty amazing. She had a great aunt who lost a leg in a car accident years ago. Her aunt was close to 80 now, and still got around pretty well with her can't read the word, prosthetic. But Annika loved to imagine what the lab's research would mean for people like her. The ability to move with the CMEs and the flexibility that she had before the accident, that was some serious life-changing stuff. She was thrilled to be part of it. Sorry, she was thrilled to be a part of it. A lot of what she was doing was data entry and fact checking, but she also helped Peter run some tests that they'd had a number crunching session when there'd be a problem with one of the formula for the synthetic neural synthetic neural delay. Annika had been the one to figure out where a number had been transposed. A simple clerical error that had thrown everything off. It would be one thing if she'd just spotted the error through proofreading, but she just where the mistake had to be, and backstacked it to the source. Both Peter and Theodore had watched her do it, and sorry for repeating myself there, Spidey-Fans, was trying on the page, and they'd both been impressed. Annika could see herself working in the lab for a while, definitely for the rest of the year, and maybe longer if she decided to take some time off before applying to grad school. There was no way she could stick around all that time if things weren't comfortable with Peter, and that meant being honest and being his friend. That seemed perfectly reasonable to her. Maybe she was short of stalking him too, but if she knew she was doing something sort of creepy, did it mean she wasn't really being creepy? That seemed to make sense. She was just exploring her feelings. That was the best term for it. Late in the afternoon, Peter headed for the door, closing up a file she'd been finished with for 15 minutes. Honey hard. She grabbed her backpack so she could leave it at the same time. Good work today, he told her while they were waiting for the elevator. You saved us a ton of headaches. Anyone could have done it. She brushed some hair away from her eyes. It didn't look like that to me, he said with a grin. That was some crazy math wizardry there. She felt her cheeks burn. Thanks. The elevator doors chimned open and they stepped in. No point hesitating, she told herself, just dive right in. Look, I didn't mean to, but I sort of overheard your fight with your girlfriend. It wasn't really a fight, he said, more of a disagreement with a sign of vehemence. He laughed a little nervously. He probably wished a super awkward conversation wasn't happening. And for a penny, well, I don't want to pray, she continued, but if you need someone to talk to, I mean, we've already talked some, right? It would be more like continuing to talk than starting a new conversation. I'm just saying that I'm a good listener. I'm also rambling, which I promise not to do if you actually talk to me about anything important. Thanks, Annika, he said. I appreciate it. He didn't sound like he appreciated it though. He sounded like he was really uncomfortable and was desperate for the conversation at the end. When the doors came open, he said good night and blew it off. Now she'd done now he was going to be super uncomfortable around her. She wished there was some way to figure out the right approach, but she had no idea what that might be. If she had some insight, knew how things really were with his girlfriend, it would probably make things easier, but there was no way for that to happen unless they were going to a sandwich place that the one he'd mentioned that was in Times Square, a fact-finding mission, gathering data. This wasn't. She knew the sort of thing normal people did. She certainly couldn't make a habit of it, but if it was just this once and she never did it again, she figured she could live with herself. A one-time incident could be filed as enthusiastic rather than creepy. She waited a few minutes. The last thing she wanted was to run into him on the subway. Then walking slowly, she would be on the train after this. She began her research. It had been a particularly contentious meeting with a neighbourhood association. Not everyone was pleased with the idea of mixed income housing, and it had required a great deal of self-control to keep from knocking heads together. Fisk's third shift secretary hadn't yet arrived, or had gone to relieve himself or some other issue, so he had no idea if there were any important messages. On top of that, Michael Bingham was in his office when he walked in. Fisk supposed he ought not to be surprised that a man who had nearly identical abilities to Spider-Man should be able to get past security, but this was a serious breach of protocol. It wasn't at all what Mr. Fisk had. It wasn't at all what Fisk had agreed to. If the man had been sitting and waiting patiently, that would have been one thing. It would have been outrageous, certainly, but perhaps not beyond the pale. As it happened, Bingham was rifling through his desk drawers. Wilson, Bingham said as he got up, he wore faded jeans and a tight t-shirt that showed off his physique shoe. I think that's what it says. Sorry, Spidey-Fans. I was wondering when you were going to show up. He took a handful of paper clips, slipped them into his pocket, and closed the door. You'll want to set up your desk, I guess. I don't know, I've never had a desk, but it seems like people like to set up them. He nodded towards the big chair. Fisk approached him. She was so accustomed to intimidating people with his size, he hardly even noticed he was doing it anymore, but he noticed it now. This insignificant roaring was tempting to assert demands. Sorry if I said that wrong. For Wilson Fisk, it would have been laughable had Bingham not been so dangerous. It was important not to show too much concern. What is it you want? He asked as he lowered himself into his desk chair. Just thought I'd drop in. He said they give you a process report. We don't really. Sorry, Spidey-Fans. We don't really chat so much, and I guess maybe it's my fault. I'm not as social as a lot of guys. People make me uncomfortable. Fisk simply stared, making a point of not inviting Bingham to sit. He made a point of sitting anyhow. I'm not entirely certain this relationship is working. To our mutual benefit, Fisk said, you've acted on several occasions without my consent. It may be time to rethink our terms. You can do all the thinking and rethinking you want, Bingham said, but I'm going to show that phony who the real Spider-Man is. Keep your TV on tonight. Hang on, man, Spidey-Fan, just want to see how many more pages I have here. Oh, I have only 2 more pages. Wilson, I've got 2 more pages here. There's going to be some great entertainment. I haven't approved any action for the night, Fisk replied, any more than I approved what happened at the construction site. What was the point of fighting him in that ridiculous outfit, and why there? That's really rankled Fisk. No one knew the building site was his property. It was registered in the name of a satellite company, but even the most complicated library, I can't read that word, labyrinth of shell companies and LLCs could be unraveled by someone with enough time and determination. How had Bingham lured Spider-Man there in the first place? How had he hired those henchmen? This project, though only just begun, already seemed to be spiraling out of control. It was a dry run. Bingham said, I wanted to make sure I could take him, but I wasn't ready yet to show the world that he am the real deal. Soon they'll know, though. I'm Spider-Man. That's what they'll see. I think that before you act again, Fisk said, you had better submit any plans you have to me for approval. Bingham leaned back again. We both know I don't work that way, Wilson. Bingham said, I'm a free spirit. I told you that from the beginning. Maybe you think I'm too loony to remember what we talked about, maybe what we agreed. He twirled his finger around his ear. Maybe you don't think I'm playing with a full desk and you can just say whatever you want, but that's how it works. Then why are you here? Fisk asked, his voice turning into a growl. Like I said, I wanted to let you know what was going on. He stood up quickly. Professional courtesy, let's call it. I can keep you from ever leaving this building. Bingham grinned again. You could try. He turned and moved towards the door. Stop, Fisk said. This can't continue. He needed to sound calm, even agreeable. But if he pushed it, Bingham would push back. Most people could be intimidated, but not everyone. If we are to be successful, we must work together. Bingham turned. I thought that. Sorry, Spidey-Fan sounds pretty late whenever I'm recording this. I thought that's what we were doing. Then he kept going. He opened the office door and walked past Mayor Lopez. She stopped in her tracks to watch him pass. Bingham put her hand alongside his mouth and cupped it. Good evening, miss, he said. Good evening, miss, he said loudly. And on a carry. Sorry, I've said that wrong against Spidey-Fan. And Anna came slowly. Then he cackled happily and made his way to the elevator. Fisk clenched his fists and observed Maya for a moment, holding his temper by dint of great effort. She watched the disgusting individual leave, then continued into his office and closed the door. What was he doing here? She asked. Who was he? She added passively. Someone who needed to provide me with some information. Fisk said in a flat tone that meant he didn't want the conversation to continue. He was clenching and unclenching his fists and blinking rapidly. I think that's what it says. Sorry if that's it. I said that wrong and I offended you. All signs that he knew that he was losing his temper. He needed to get himself under control. He needed to get the situation under control. It didn't look conjugal. She said, "Are you sure you can trust him?" I will decide that. Fisk snapped. His rage was a living thing beneath his skin, trying to break free. He had never let himself loosen up fully around Maya. There had been some minor incidents, of course, but nothing serious. He could feel himself slipping, though he could imagine his fists pounding down on his desk, breaking it in half while she looked on in horror. Maya was one of the few genuinely good things he had to show for his life. Not simply successful, but good. Her loyalty to him, her devotion, was like a testimony to what he hoped to achieve. Not this ridiculous business with giving up apartments to poor people. That was just for show. It hardly mattered. All the handouts in the world would eradicate poverty. The only way the city would ever improve was with better leadership, not elected fools like Osborne, but real leaders. Fisk had done things in pursuit of this goal that had crossed lines from which he could go back. Sorry, I lost my place. lines from which he could go back, yet there were two people who saw him for who he really was. Vanessa, his wife, and Maya, who was not his daughter, but she was close to anyone in this world. He did not like to let the beast loose while she watched. Something else troubled him, something he had seen. How had Bingham known she was deaf? He turned to Maya, that man who left my office. He said, have you had any dealings with him? I've reviewed his file. She said nothing more. Fisk had no reason to doubt her, and yet, if you have, tell me now. He said, I will forgive you if you are honest. But if you hide the truth from me, then we will have difficulties. Tell me. Abruptly, he realized he was towering over her. He hadn't meant to approach her, to menace her. Now he took a step back. Tell me, he said, this time more quietly. Minister for him. I haven't, she said, her voice quivering. I wouldn't. She sounded afraid, but of course she was afraid she'd seen him hurt people when he was like this. She had the fear that he might hurt her if he lost control. He hated that. Even more than he hated that. Had she answered the wrong way, he might have given her reason to fear. I need to go sit, then go, he told her, his voice controlled. Close the door on your way out. He waited until she would be far away from his office, then he looked at his desk. Fisk raised his fist. He should hold back. He should constrain himself. Then the initial thought was gone. He let his true nature take command. And that's on the chapter 18 Spidey-Fan. So yeah. Once again, I'll just say sorry for any parts where I stopped there and reading it. Where did we breathe it? Yeah, well, for those of you who don't know, I just sometimes have trouble getting the words out. Yeah, other than that, chapter 18 coming next. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Really done my intro, so yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, as usual, stay tuned for all of my next epic Spidey videos. And yeah, that's it. So I will see all you Spidey fans in all of my next epic Spidey videos. It's your friendly neighbourhood Spider Cop. Over and out. Thwep, 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 thwep.